Libra, welcome to your general overview. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. The general overview is exactly that. It's a general overview of the collective's energy. A temperature check, if you will, of the collectives and what's going on. Sometimes I will see something very upfront, right here, right now, that's kind of consuming our energy and our time and our focus, all right? And for most folks, however, I will notice that there is a kind of theme attached to that person, or to that collective, I should say, and it's been with them days, weeks, months, years, because they're still working with it, they're still processing it. A point of view, a value, a belief system, that kind of thing. I'll never know, but that's the idea, right? We want to check in with ourselves on a deeper level. So it is meant to be about you. Regardless, the basic rules will apply. Take what resonates, leave what does not, and if there's another person on the board, then reverse those energies as it applies. Just because it says Libra in the title doesn't actually mean it's for you. It might have been for you 2 years ago. It might be for you 2 years from now. Most people, however, find themselves somewhere in the middle, okay? And if you find yourself in it, not at all. Don't take offense. It's a collective reading. Sometimes you're just not going to be in it, and that's okay too. Check your other placements, or I'll catch you on the next one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I am going to say things like past, present, future. But again, resonation principle. It either does or it doesn't. If it doesn't, don't force it to fit. It'll just make you frustrated and unhappy. Nobody wants that. I don't want that for you either, okay? Only take in those messages that you know apply to you. And if you're just sticking around, I appreciate you. That means you're into tarot, or for some reason you just like my personality, and I appreciate you for that as well. What's going on, please? Show me that Libra in collective energy. Show me that Libra in collective energy. What's going on? Show me that Libra in collective energy. What's going on for Libra, please? What's going on for Libra? Show me Libra. Show me Libra. Show me Libra. Show me Libra, please. I don't remember where I was, but I was somewhere around town. Went to a restaurant, and this lovely lady, I don't remember her name, she waited on me, and she had this fantastic full scales, right? Tattoo of the Libran scales. This big, beautiful piece, shadowed, detailed, immaculate, gorgeous tattoo. And I'm like, you wouldn't be a Libra by chance, would you? And she goes, oh my God, how'd you know? Well, the moon, death, oh, ew, honey, I can't even, like, honey, what? Now, don't get me wrong. A couple of folks have had death peppered here and there. A couple of folks have had the devil peppered here and there, and the moon. But you have all three. The moon, death, the devil. Well, now. Oh my God. Transformation, secrets. Secrets revealed, secrets killed, beliefs killed, chains cut free, bound, illusions done, addictions, habits, toxicity done, death to all. I agree, there's some things you just can't transform, but oh, slow down. Oh, it's looking like I saved the best for last. Goodness gracious. Ace of Swords, the Star, Two of Cups, and Libra's like, that's better. I love it. That's great. That's a hell of a turnaround. I love that. Look at that. You did a full house, didn't you? Full house of cleaning. Now, mind you, I know that looks super simple because it's paper. So this was a process. Time. Major. You just pulled 4 majors in the first 6 placements. Time. This took time. Whatever this is, it took time. You're living by your truth now. So you see the contrast? Watch this. This is fascinating, by the way. I don't go into depth with all this stuff, nor should I. I don't have that kind of time as much as I should like. But when you're a tarot reader, you can see how things play across, down, diagonally, this way, that way. So we have the moon, illusions, secrets to hard truths, hard facts. Death to one concept brings birth to another, the Star. The devil, toxicity, chained to something, situation, person, whatever, to something that is beautifully oriented with 2 cups and balanced, not toxic. Okay. It's, do you see how you Wow. Wow. Goodness me, honey. Queen of Cups, let's just stop. Or we can keep going. That's fine too. That is also an option. Yes. Libra's like, why stop there? Good job. I love it. I love it. Queen of Cups, Six of Wands, that's 10 of Cups. That's beautiful. That's a hell of a cleanup job. It took you, no doubt, a lot to get there. That includes pain, serious reflection, okay, that kind of stuff, which I see for you all the time. So when your collective does brilliant things, it's brilliant. But when you stall and you avoid and you stagnate, I see that too. I got a lot of pushback on that last one, or the one before it. But other than that, when your group is shining, your group is shining, you know? And when you're not, it's because you need time, okay? But for many of you, you found your time, you found your space, and you found your transformation principles. I'm not saying you're perfect. There's no such thing. And I'm going to prove that to you as we go along. You cannot get to where you are without having been where you've been. So that means having gone through the mud. That means having gone through some very difficult things that you have to take ownership of, lessons learned, contribution, and that way you know what not to do, and you know what it is to do. Yeah? That's amazing. Your heart space and future is soft, it's relaxed, it's resplendent, it's confident, it's beautiful. You're loving openly, freely. 10 of Cups, I'm saying emotional harmony for you. Amongst family and friends, there might be a little someone special in here. We'll take a look. And that overview right now, as we speak, taking action towards these concepts, no doubt. Knight of Swords. The Knights, they move our energy outside of us, so you are busy communicating and taking action upon, I believe, your present day applications. Hopes, dreams, desires. Love that's healthy and balanced, cohesive, and shared responsibly. Giving and taking, supportive. You know, and that's a hell of a thing compared to where you came from, so let's get cracking. Let's start with that Knight of Swords, yeah? Show me that Knight of Swords, please. And talk about cleaning house. That's a hell of a cleanup job. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Show me that Knight of Swords. Show me that Knight of Swords. But again, just to impress upon you, everybody who watches Real Tarot will occasionally get notes from the universe about how to improve. If you're alive and a human being, there's always room for improvement. Okay? And it's not a judgment on my part ever. It is simply there or it isn't. It's either true for you or it is not. So I will see imperfections despite the beauty of this board, and it is fantastic. It's a hell of a thing. But I'm also going to see the struggle it took to get there. So let's expect realism, yeah? Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Show me that Knight of Swords. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Show me that Knight of Swords, please. Two of Wands, Seven of Cups. The King of Swords just started making up your mind about things and acting in accordance to them. Taking your time with it. Understanding your feelings and your processes. This is internal. I don't see it as external. You are acting through what you understand is best for you. And here's the thing. You're not trying to get too emotionally attached to any one particular area. I just see you're trying to act within your best interest as you understand it. Your thoughts and your actions are backing it up, and you're not trying to go too emotionally deep with any particular thing. It's kind of like saying it's not personal, it's business. Yeah, I guess you could say that, because Seven of Cups, as I was having a talk with Gemini about this, options in love, yeah, but that's not the context I'm seeing it in. Options in love is already kind of, it can be fun when you're the one who has options, unless you're treating someone like an option, and otherwise that's not very fun, is it? If you're the one treated like an option, that's not a good feeling. If you're the one who has options, it can be good. Anyway, it's a non-commitment to feelings. I'm neither here nor there. There's something, but I don't really want to define it. You're showing me action as well as thought. You're telling me I'm not emotionally trying to commit to any one particular area. I'm just trying to do the best that I can in my own best interest. You know, I get that. There's times when you just kind of need to take the fierceness of your feelings, turn it way down, and just kind of get things done. You are acting because you have an emotional premise with other areas in your life, but you're not trying to live solely through them either. Again, the concept here is I need to get things done. It's got to get it done. Got to clean it up. You're making decisions and you're acting on them. You're making decisions and you're acting on them. You are keeping your feelings in the background. You're not trying to live through them right now. Okay, it's kind of like I got things to do. But yeah, that's quite a bit of activity. But you're going at your own pace and in a pace that feels comfortable to you. And that's all I care about, so long as it feels right. Yeah? And that's the whole point. That's the whole point. Not everything needs a deep dive. I don't need to have an emotional imprint upon everything. Sometimes you just got to get stuff done. Okay? And that's good. It's pretty... It's a pretty straightforward cleanup process, it looks like to me. There you go. You may not see it as being a big deal, but it seems to me like you've made a hell of a lot of work. Probably because you're in that space of this is correct, this is not correct, and you're not trying to put too much feeling into it. You're not trying to question it. Just keep going. Okay, well, you had to do something in order to make this stop. so something had to happen. I like the simplicity of it. It's just mind-boggling how simple this is. Perhaps that's just where you are now after all the... Maybe it's your maintenance mode, honey. After having done all the hard work, perhaps you're just in maintenance mode at this point. You know, that would make sense too. All right, show me the moon. I want to get through this. I do, but it's absolutely fascinating, but I can't spend too much time here. Show me the moon, please. Those are all very major concepts. Show me the moon, please. Show me that moon, show me that moon, show me that moon, please. The High Priestess, the Six of Swords, the Empress. Intuitively and from an intuitive space, you had a hard time navigating a very simple concept. If you really want to come into your own, in your own power, okay, as the Empress, you knew you had to move forward or let something go, leave it behind. Okay, particularly as it relates to your emotions. You knew this intuitively, and for a while you avoided this concept. Why? Those are your reasons, but it likely had to do with transformation that was serious. In other words, not easy. Okay? Either killing something, letting it go outright that you know wasn't good for you, or you had to be willing to transform it and really challenge yourself. Okay? Like giving up smoking. Okay? That's a form of transformation. You haven't really quit it, it's just you are transforming yourself in how you approach a particular thing that you said you need, but you don't actually. Okay? Seeing as that whatever this is that you were engaging in the past that kept you from being your most empowered self as the Empress, and you knew intuitively you're supposed to move on from it, but you weren't willing to address it, it tells me how long you probably kept something going that you probably shouldn't have done, and it kept you from being you. Okay? It's like your empowerment was always there right behind you in your shadow. It's just you couldn't fully bring yourself to step into it. There was just too much impeding your progress, and in the way that you kept holding on to or wouldn't let go of, or you would not move on from. Six of Swords is here. Can't really argue with it. Your High Priestess is here. Your intuition. You're like you felt it, but you wouldn't live by it, right? I know I should probably step into my own sense of self-empowerment and do this thing, but I can't. That feeling, right? I should probably be doing the opposite of whatever it is I'm doing here, and that would be empowering of me to do that. But no, I'm going to find reasons and justifications and shadows and illusions to keep whatever this is going. So I don't know how long that is. I just know that whatever it is that you kept engaging in kept you from being you and kept you from stepping into your full power. Okay. Let's see. Your intuition was here. It wasn't wrong. It's just you didn't quite want to hear it. Right? Sometimes we confuse making something work, making something work, making something work, making something work, that's empowerment. That's empowerment. Well, it's also an addictive pattern. When we get the same results over and over again, that's not empowerment. That's just taking power away from ourselves. In that insistence of, I can make it work, I can make it work. Big difference between I can make it work and I'm just refusing to let something go. Big difference, right? One is either right for you, or one is very wrong for you and it makes you feel bad, but you keep doing it, right? So, your intuition told you, Libra babe, you got to move on from this, and you should have a long time ago, and you're like, I hear you. I hear you. Not yet, but I hear you. It was kind of like that. All right, let's keep on keeping on. Show me that death, please. Look at you now. Fast forward, look at you now. Cool as a cucumber. This. Show me death, please. Show me death, please. There's something here trying to figure out, though, about a cup. I'll get back to that. Show me death, please. Ace of Swords, see, you ignored your truth and you ignored yourself for a long time. There you are, Ten of Swords. Good. Knight, honey, Ten of Swords. You knew, and then you knew some more, right? You knew this thing, whatever it was going to be you. You knew it was going to be you. You didn't want it to be you, but you knew it was going to be you. You knew you were going to have to do it, and you also knew that it was right for you. Okay? You knew it back here. You still knew it back here. And whatever the hell this guy is. Show me the devil. Show me the... Oh, honey, you knew. Oh, honey, you knew. And you wanted to avoid... And you also knew it was going to be you. That's why I think you delayed personally. Not the cards so much, but personally, I think that's why you delayed. Because you knew it was going to be you that had to do it. That's why you delayed. It's hard, honey. Here's the thing. I have to point this out, and you think it would be a given, but it's not. The Emperor and the Empress, that doesn't come easy. That is through having your ass kicked repeatedly. That means you don't just get to take the glory. You have to take the responsibility for things not working out. And I wish people would understand that. Everyone thinks the Emperor and Empress is all about good times. And I'm the best and no one argues with me. Bullshit. You are argued with constantly. Because everyone wants to challenge your position. The thing is, you didn't become an Emperor or Empress because things were easy. It's because you held up when times were hard. Yeah? Get it? Makes sense? You had something here that required you to be an Empress. Stand up and deal with this, Libra. You know it's going to have to be you. And you're like, I feel that intuitively, but I'm not ready to address that right now. Right? And that's the moments. Those are the moments that says if we're an Emperor, Empress, or are we just like the sheep and everyone else that have to be shepherded. You know. And I think whatever the situation is, where you knew it was going to have to be you, it challenged you as the Empress. It challenged you as the Emperor. I don't know if I can stand up and do this. I feel like it's going to be me, and I don't want that responsibility. That's what it is to be the Emperor and Empress. They don't just get to take credit for the good times, right? And this was a huge challenge to you. It was a huge challenge. I'm happy to say, though, you passed it. I can already tell. I don't need to clarify the rest. I know you did. It just, boom, here's that Ace of Swords, Justice, Ten of Swords. There's the acknowledgement. It's going to be me. I don't want it to be, but it's got to be me. And I always knew it was going to lead to this. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, I know. All right. Let's see this devil. Let's see this, whatever the hell this is. That made you shy away from your responsibility. What is this? Otherwise, I think you were a pre-existing Empress or Emperor already. But for some reason, this challenges your position. Made you question yourself and what it is that you were supposed to do. Oh, let's see this devil. Let's do it. Let's see it. All right, see this guy. Show me this devil, please. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I feel that, Libra. I feel it. I do. Do you know? I have a very undiversified birth chart. 3 Scorpio placements, 2 Sag, 2 Aries. Everything else is literally Libra. I feel that. That's coming from me. I don't like fucking around, right? That's coming from me. I felt that. I clarified that. I promise you, I felt it. I can relate. I know why you held in. So do you. I know why you knew it was going to be you. You knew you were going to have to end it. And you didn't want to. You didn't want to have to stand in your power and do that. Why? Because they represented love. A big one. And you're like, it's a love that's not mine. And it was, take that, like, say, what's one that people can relate to? You have a couple dates, and you know it's not gonna, the chemistry's not there, whatever, right? And you're like, okay, well, sorry, but there's other fish in the sea. Now you take that, it's not going to work out, magnify it by 1,000, where you can feel your heart space for somebody expand, when you can feel the new love potential in them, when you can feel your chariot, that is your heart, drive towards that person with such ferociousness that it's frightening, right? And knowing intuitively, for one reason or another, take your pick, there's thousands of reasons, baby, thousands of reasons why you know inherently, on the other hand, it's not going to happen. Yeah, much bigger experience. When you're looking at that person and you love them, and you know you can't have them, or you know it's not going to work out, or somebody's got too many problems, somebody could be addicted, someone can't get their shit together, someone's not ready, someone's not emotionally available, someone's in another relationship, and you're looking at them and you know you straight up have feelings that hit you right in the chest, and you're looking at them and you're like, I know this isn't going to work out. I know I should stand in my power. I know I should cut this off. I'm stronger than this. But when it comes to this situation, or it comes to you, or it comes to us, whatever that us is, I feel like I've been dethroned. When it comes to this situation, I feel like I have no power. And it's weird because when I turn around in every other area, I'm strong as hell. I'm extremely empowered. I'm extremely forthright. I'm extremely honest. I'm extremely bold. I'm extremely declarative with that Ace of Swords twice for you. Some of you are very intelligent creatures. Ace of Swords twice. Strong truth. Don't mess with it. I'll cut you. Right? And that Empress energy, well respected, but when it comes to this area, this piece, this quadrant of your emotional life with somebody, it was your weakness, honey. It was your straight up kryptonite. That is straight up kryptonite. Oh, baby, that's kryptonite. It's kryptonite to the 1000th degree. Do you see that shit? Do you see it? Oh. It's warm in here today. And you got the Ace of Cups, the Chariot, World. I have love for this, and I know that there's no point. You saw it back here, you saw it over here, and you see it over here. Now, the reason why is this the Devil? Because you couldn't give it up. Or at least you felt you couldn't. Again, you stayed your hand on this many, many times. Many, many moons had passed. You were apprehensive. You were afraid to give up that which you couldn't have to begin with. So you got a little addicted to it. But I think more than the addiction, honey, more than that impulsive feeling, or the drama feeling, or the fluttering feeling, or the intensity of your feeling, and the strength of your convictions, real, of your heart space specifically, I don't question it. Nobody would. Nobody in their right mind would question that, okay? It's what or how it played out, that it became toxic, patternized, addictive. But mostly I'm seeing it as fear. Fear to do the job. Here's you shying away from the job. Even though intuitively, your intuition's screaming at you, Libra, you're going to have to move on from this. You know that, right, honey? And you're like, yeah, I totally know that. And here's the confrontation of knowledge that you cannot excuse or ignore anymore. Ace of Swords, Justice. You, Ten of Swords, I'm going to have to do this. Over death. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Here's you doing it and feeling really bad about it. Because when you cycled this, it was like it was cycling your heart. And technically that's true. It's what you were afraid of to begin with. To love something so strongly, just to know that you can't have it. You're afraid to lose it, even though it was never really yours. That old bitch. Oh yeah, that's an old one, honey. Oh, excuse me. If you are faint of ears, I swear. A lot. Not always. But when it's real, it's real. And when I feel it that way, I feel it that way. But yes, I swear. So if you are offended, I am sorry. But do keep that in mind if you continue to watch my messages. Okay? Yeah. That's knowledge that you had, as well as a feeling that you had, that's inherent on both fronts, and it was an absolute bitch of a responsibility. Maybe that's why I see you just taking action, because it's just too hard to be emotionally developed with anything else right now. That would make sense. That would make sense. As soon as I put those cards down, baby, I felt that. I felt that. I felt that, but afraid to let it go. But honey, you can't lose it. It wasn't really yours, but you loved it. You loved it. Whatever that was, you loved it. It wasn't yours, but you loved it nonetheless. Which in a way it makes it yours, because it's still part of your heart's lesson. You know, how long ago that was, I don't know, but it was old enough that I can see that you are distant from it now, but it's still fresh enough that you can still feel it. Okay? And it's still something that you're going to process through. It was a long time coming. Your intuition knew, your mind knew, and eventually you acted upon it. So let's go ahead and see that Ace of Swords continues on for you. Again, for many of you, you are in position of a very strong mind, very intelligent, and that you tend to do what you say what you do. That's what the Ace of Swords is. You know, rough translation, yeah. You say what you do what you say. That's it. And you knew it and you felt it back here, so try not to ignore that again. Again, I think you're otherwise a Libra who's very comfortable standing in your power, but this was your kryptonite, honey. Oh, that was kryptonite. And perhaps it was meant to challenge you for that reason. I could not say. Living your truth is hard. I know. And coming to terms with that, you are still clearing out. I don't want that to disrupt you. I don't want that to discourage you. This is a normal cleanup process. I told you this didn't happen overnight. And now that opening makes a lot more sense to me about why you're not putting your heart in any particular direction, that you are taking care of business en route or as a matter of habit or fact at this point. And I can see why. You are still cleaning out the cobwebs of what it is you knew versus your action. You're still coming to terms with your moon energy and how long you stayed in there, and it comes up and triggers you, like, oh, you know, that cringe moment where you're like, and it just happens. You're doing something stupid or mundane, like the laundry, or you're cleaning up, or you're going to work, and then you have that, I said that with them, or I did that with them, you know, and it completely throws you off. That's what this is. That's what that rough translation is. I need you to ease up, okay? Ease up on that. I know your mind is still processing all this garbage and the dynamic and what you got yourself caught up in. You're taking responsibility, so I give you full credit for that. Full 100% credit. When people are taking responsibility for their actions, I always give them full credit. Not enough tarot do it, and frankly, that pisses me off. I wish they would do it more often. It's just all about what it is somebody's doing wrong or someone else is doing wrong, and not enough visibility is given to what people are doing right. So I want to acknowledge that. I want you to acknowledge that. Take a moment, and when you have those reflective thoughts, when you're still trying to understand how you got up in this, how you got caught up in this, how you allowed it to happen, and it goes in deviation, clear deviation of your character, who you are, what you're about, what you stand up for, your principles, and your sense of power. Understand that those concepts are still with you. It's just you put them away for whatever this was. And that's the only thing that feels like it depowered you. Okay? You are getting back into this. It's never really left you. It's just this particular thing represented a hard lesson. It was not your everyday average lesson. This is not someone whom you get in a fight with at the drive-thru or at Walmart or whatever. This is not what I'm talking about. This is something that really challenged your status as Empress or Emperor. Sex is non-exclusive here. Don't worry about that. And it really felt like fundamentally like a weakness to you, because essentially it was. It was supposed to. It's kind of like, how strong are you? Okay. There's a lesson in it. I don't know if they're a bad person. I have no idea. I don't know who they are. It's just how it turned out toxic is because we kept engaging in it despite the fact that we knew better. You always knew you were going to have to end it, which tells me by default they had no intention of it, or they didn't want to, or they liked where things were at, whatever that is. You knew he was going to be you. For some reason, you're saying they weren't gonna. Anyway, you are learning. You're learning about your moon energy, and it creeps up on you, and it's so hard. It's so hard. When somebody really takes responsibility for themselves and their actions, they tend to be very hard on themselves. And you have those moments, those knee-jerk reactions where you have the Five of Swords. I said that. I did that. I was lying to myself here. I did this for that long. I allowed them to get away with this. I allowed myself to do that. Okay, and you're clearing that all through with the Ace of Swords. You got a very strong mind. Very strong mind. Very strong sense of acceptance once you allow it to happen. And that's good. That's good. This is between you and you. This is not between you and anyone else. This is between you and you. This is all internal. Okay? Yeah, it's hard, honey. It's hard to get in there and understand that moon energy. It's hard to get in there and understand that Five of Swords, which we all have, by the way. Seven of Swords, Five of Swords. And if you say you don't, that's your Five of Swords. That's your Seven of Swords. Yes, you do. Everyone does. And we're all confronted with the devil at some point, which is good. It's a tool. The devil is a tool like anyone else in tarot is a tool. It helps you understand what your weaknesses are. And, but more than that, what your challenge areas are. I don't think the love here was the problem. The love was not the challenge. It was losing your sense of empowerment in the pursuit of it. That was, I think, the challenge. You weren't supposed to forget yourself in this, and somehow you did. At some point, you were supposed to stand up to it, reject it, or deny it, and we didn't. We kept engaging in it. You know? Until one day you didn't. And it's that one day that counts. Okay? Not that I should have did this months ago or years ago. It's the one day that counts. I don't know that it's a bad person, honey. I really don't. I just know that you love them with a ferociousness and intensity that was real and raw. So could they have been all that bad? No. There was pre-existing knowledge here that said you probably shouldn't have gotten involved in it to begin with. Again, there's a variety, thousands of reasons why. Usually the number one in instances like this is someone's clearly emotionally unavailable. And we hope that one day they will become emotionally available. So we dethrone ourselves, take away our power, and say, okay, I'll hang out and wait and see where this goes. When we should have said, I see where you are right now, and I think you're an amazing person. I am really interested in you. I am. But I also strongly believe you're not available. Not here. So if you ever get to that space where you are, you know, call me. And until then, no. We can't be friends with benefits, or we can't hang out like that, or we can't fake date, or only see each other once a month. I'm not into that. That's not who I am. See what I'm saying? See how that wraps up? The difference between the Empress and someone who compromises themselves. And I do believe you were an Emperor and Empress, and you forgot and you compromised yourself for this and only this. Other than that, I mean, you have a very sharp mind that says you know better. Anyway, back on that particular journey, I just want to impress upon you those moments where you go, okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's like remembering that horrible thing that happened to you at high school at 3 a.m. and then your eyes pop wide open. And why am I thinking about that? It's like that, but with a love interest, I believe. Okay? Oh, excuse me. I had to make myself a quick coffee. I still have shorts. Show me the star, please. New hopes, dreams, wishes, wants, desires. Two of Swords, I don't quite know what that looks like. Three of Cups, rejoice, Queen of Wands, but you're letting your hair down. Okay, very good. Okay, I see you out there socializing again. It's looking like you are looking for new sources of inspiration as your energy picks up back into a state of confidence once more. You are, excuse me, you've been taking care of yourself. You're looking good. You're feeling good. And I see you socializing. You don't have all the blanks filled in. That's okay. You don't necessarily know why you're connecting with people. You just feel compelled to. That's okay too. The point is that you are looking for new and feeling, more importantly, feeling. Three Cups, the Star, Queen of Wands. That's a lot of feel. That's a lot of natural feel. I want to feel good again. I want to feel good about me again. And I'm kind of engaging with things, people, places, things, objects, careers, whatever, goals, to feel a sense of direction again, right? And that's normal. When you have a compass, but you're not listening to the compass, or the compass is broke, okay, what happens? You have to readjust your compass and learn to look at it again and learn to feel it again to see where you're supposed to be pointing. And that's all I see you doing, is that you're trying to navigate that compass again. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? But you're enjoying yourself, and that's all I want you to do. I want you to enjoy the process. You know, you're getting back out there, you're being social, but it's in an easy pace that's not pressured. And as you do that, you're feeling better, and you are trying to navigate a new star. So there's a reason why the star is associated with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, and why I said compass. You are dialing back in what your long-term vision should be, your visions, your hopes, your dreams, and you're doing that by putting your energy in different places, not committing into any particular direction, taking action as necessary, non-committal, but feeling your way around things. Is this where I should point myself? Is this where I should point myself? And you're learning to trust your particular compass and or navigation system again. That's all that is. It's just, it's very fancy, I know, but it's the dead center of the reading. And so I wanted to explain that to you. Now, what's up with this Two of Cups? What is it? Do I need to switch? Let's switch. I like to switch about halfway, make sure the energy is fresh. And then also, you know, there is that principle of we're running out of cards in the deck, so you're going to get what's ever left over at that point. It never fails to amuse me. I see these people who read, and it starts out killing it. Oh, positive, positive, positive. What's going to happen once you start running out of cards? Well, that took a turn for the worse, didn't it? Yeah, it's because all you have are the negative ones, and it works in the reverse, too. It starts out negative, negative, negative. You start running out towards the deck, and then guess what's left? Positive, positive, positive. So, yeah, you got to switch up the deck, switch up the energy. And more to the point, if there's energy consistency, you can see it using multiple decks, okay? That's the advantage. Show me. Show me that Two of Cups. Show me that Two of Cups. I'm very curious about this. Show me this Two of Cups, please. Show me that Two of Cups. As for me, I'm learning to tune back in with my sense of timing. I have none. So let's see. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Resting, healing, Ace of Wands. Very good. Good. As you continue to put new investments into new feelings, new treaties, emotional treaties with other people, you start forming new emotional alliances. It feels literally better because it is. In other words, it feels healthy, it feels right, and you feel more at place with yourself. With the Four of Swords, we're learning to invest and reflecting upon our investments and emotional balances. Simple emotional balances. Back here to that core concept I saw dead center for you, and it's continuing over. The more you do this, the more excited you get. It stands to reason. Ace of Wands. You are seeing new opportunities in other people, in other places, and in other emotions, the way it should be, the way it's supposed to be. Easy, simple, fluid, organic. Nothing is forced. Nothing feels overwhelming. Nothing feels like it's a crushing anxiety of I have to keep this. I have to keep this. I'm in love with it. What if I lose it? It wasn't yours. That's part of the thing we had to learn. Relinquish it. Let it go. It's not ours. Clearly. And you knew that back here. You knew it back here. Taking responsibility, as I said. Not the easiest of things. But it is showing to you again, or showcasing to you again, the simplicity of it. Okay, the way it should be. Somebody should be meeting you cup for cup, coin for coin, thought for thought, maybe, you know, par for course. Just take it easy, keep it light. And the more you continue to engage in these new social constructs, literally the better you feel, okay? And it is healing your sense of inspiration and direction, which is what you were looking for over here, so it's working out nicely hand in hand in that way, okay? So whom it is you're connecting to, specifically, I could not say. It's looking general at this point. However, I sensed it back here. There is a cup floating around you that might be a little bit more, that might offer a little more. It feels safer. Let's put it that way. Consistent and or safer. Show me that Queen of Cups, please, in the future. Your heart space is much more relaxed. Softer. I honestly don't know what happens after this point. Once you cut them off, I stop seeing them. You know, And I just kind of see you dealing with the fallout internally on your own. Show me that Queen of Cups, please. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups, please. Let's do one more. Show me that Queen of Cups, please. Okay. Page of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Beautiful. Perfect. I love it. You have a lot of key elements in place for you. A strong alignment. Great emotional energy. Great passionate energy. Like I said, you're looking good. You're feeling good. You're taking care of yourself in all the right ways. You might have some very strong and or equal components of water, fire in your chart. I've seen that consistently for you, so that makes sense. You are gravitating towards new opportunities. It could be in work, life, love, the glory of it all. I could not say. I already told you I saw a cup floating around you that would like to get to know you better. And I think you have started that process. But I don't want to deep dive into it. That doesn't seem to be the point. The point is how you are feeling better. More than feeling better. I think you're stepping back into your Empress energy the way you needed to. This is what's acceptable, and this is what's not acceptable. This is what feels right. This is what does not feel right. Love shouldn't feel like this. Like I'm afraid to lose it, even though I know it wasn't mine to begin with, so on and so forth. It's like it should just be free, easy, and wants to attach itself to me of its own free will, and says so, you know. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm seeing new opportunities for you, and your energy is absolutely resplendent. What those new, I don't know. I don't know. I just see that you have a couple aces here. Some represent opportunities in work, others in love, maybe a little bit of both. And hey, that can't be bad. All right, show me that Six of Wands. Feeling good? Show me that Six of Wands, please. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands, please. But it feels very bright. It feels very, very bright. Five of Pentacles, King of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you didn't think you could ever get this far, did you? You never thought you could break from this, so I don't know how long you kept yourself attached to it. And I hate to refer to somebody, and it may be a situation as it, but it keeps coming up like that. I can't believe I got involved in this. I can't believe I fell in love with this. I can't believe, you see what I'm saying? So I keep hearing it as a neutral. And that might be working for you in terms of the more you try to neutralize it, it helps keep your emotions separated from it. And that would also, again, explain immediately that more neutralized, I'm acting in my own best interest kind of energy, trying to keep it neutral, okay? With yourself and your emotions, I think you've already done the heaviest of emotional processing back here when you were afraid to do what you knew you were going to have to do anyway. That was the hardest part by far. I know it hurt. It's right here because you had to hurt your heart to do it. Yeah. But yeah, I know. There you are, feeling much more victorious in the future. Victorious in terms of you, again, just feeling better. And you didn't think you'd ever feel good about this break. But now you know it was correct for you. Okay? It was the right thing to do, and it was a long time coming. But the point is that it doesn't matter how long, the day, in fact, came. Okay? All right, that's what matters. Show me that Ten of Cups, please. That's beautiful. I like that. It's consistent, too. I like the emotional consistency, and I like your thought consistency. That's very good. Show me that Ten of Cups, please. You know, what's unhealthy is when we live in inconsistency. Your intuition's screaming at you, Libra. You got to move on from this. Libra, you know, you're going to have to end it, and you're like, That's when we're being inconsistent, and that's when we get ourselves into the most trouble. Yeah. But I get it, babe. I get it. Whatever that was your absolute kryptonite. I get it. Show me that Ten of Cups, please. Show me that Ten of Cups. The point is, now that you're a little wiser to wear, and if you ever run across kryptonite that's strong again and you know you can't have it, you know what to do. Okay? Just don't engage with it from the very beginning. I feel you and I could have a lot in common. I feel like you and I could go places. I feel like you and I could fall in love. But I also feel like you're not available. And I don't want it to turn into one of those situations where I'm hanging out to find out. You know, I'm here and I'm ready. And if you're not, that's where you are. Call me if you ever are, right? That's empowerment. All right. 10 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 3 of Swords, Death. Yeah. Well, here's the good news. You are doing so well, okay, that you are actually very much at peace with a soul bond. I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's the same energy. I don't know if it's someone else altogether. But Death to the 3 of Swords. So somebody else had that same combination, but with a completely different deck, I think. It was a completely different deck. 3 of Swords and Death. I mean, literally the translation is that the pain's over. I don't feel that pain anymore. Who the hell was it? Oh, God, that's going to bother me. It was one of the air signs. But yeah, it's saying the pain's over. The pain's over. I don't feel that pain for this anymore. Okay. We're feeling a lot more balanced with our intimate circle of family and friends, the people who know us really well, and we are feeling at least better about a very special connection. It doesn't hurt us anymore, which that means true healing. I don't know that you're in contact with it. I don't know that it represents in the 3D. I just know your emotional connectivity to it says it's okay. I love this bond. It's special to me. It's unique to me. It always will be. It will always have a certain place in my heart, but it no longer hurts me. And you can't put a price on that. So while that connection in the real world may not happen, may not exist, especially if it's the one I think it is back here. Again, I don't know that they're a bad person. It was just how you experienced the situation was toxic. Okay? Not all soul bonds are bad. They're the ones that challenge us the most. They wouldn't have had a chance to impact us otherwise unless they were a soul bond. If it was anyone else, we could give or take their existence. If it was a soulmate, we have a higher chance of learning. And you had a strong lesson in not compromising yourself anymore. But you're saying that you are emotionally harmonized with those who matter the most in your life, okay? And whoever that special someone is with the 6 of Cups, the pain, the death is taking over that pain. And the connection itself might no longer be apparent in the 3D. I don't know. But I do know you're at peace with it. Okay, at least on the emotional / energetic level. It's like, thank you very much. You were a very strong influence in my life. And I can honestly say my love for you and whatever this was is clean now. When I was in love with it, that's a lot of in-love energy, honey. Chariot, Ace of Cups, that's in love. That's in love. That's not just in love, that's strength of heart and conviction. I know it's true. I also knew it was going to end up like this. And it was also going to be me. I knew that too. It's very interesting. That's a very interesting acknowledgement of a truth here. It tells me you knew they wouldn't do it. I mean, that is undisputed knowledge. I knew it was going to be me. There's Death. Okay, you might have some strong Scorpio on your chart. And there's Death again. Whatever pain there was that went down between us. I did my work. I've done my healing. I love this bond. And I can honestly say my love for you is coming from a clean place. The pain's not there anymore. In reality, 3D, I don't know. It's not really the point, is it? That's not really the point. You heal regardless of someone else's presence or non-presence. In fact, that's the biggest proof of healing, is what you can do on your own without the influence of the person that helped put you in pain. You know, you have to be so much stronger than that situation. And more to the point, you have to love yourself so much more than you loved it. You have to love yourself more than that. Otherwise, you will never do what's right for you. You had to remember to love yourself in order to do this. Emperor, Empress. You have to know that you're worth more than a strong love. That, I grant you, is very strong. You are very much in love with this person. But the love you have for yourself has to be so much bigger than the in-love energy you had for someone else. To do what's right for you. To remember your worth, to remember your value, and to do what was necessary. And then, honey, in that vein, in that thought, in that thinking, in that belief, and in that way of life, there's nothing you can't forgive, and there's nothing that you can't heal from in due course and in due time. Okay? So yeah, I mean, you can be at peace with your soul bond without actually having been in contact with your soul bond after an ending. It comes down to you. Everything begins with you. And it's a wonderful feeling to say I'm not in pain anymore about this. I love this connection for what it was and what it taught me, even if it hurt, especially because it hurt, because I'm twice as likely to remember the fucking lesson. You know? You don't say that with irony. You don't say that with sarcasm. You mean it. You know? That's how my situation was. I can genuinely say I love this. It hurt. But I can genuinely say I loved it. It changed me. And it did. For the better, not the worse. And I'm at peace with it, and I hope that you are too. It's a little bit of insider. I don't really share my personal shit, but when it resonates, I want you to know. Because I want you to know you're not an alien, you're not crazy, and you're not alone. You know? And when comments turn back on, and they will be turned back on, I want you guys to be able to share. I will address this if I've done my job. Comments will be back on successfully and healthy once more Sunday for the mid-month. Okay, let's hope to keep it that way because I want you guys to share like I am with you. It's important. Anyway, all right, honey. I see you exploring at the social level. I want you to ease up a little bit here when you have those cringe moments. It's normal. Okay? It happened. It happened. Let it pass through you. Just acknowledge it to yourself when you have those cringe... I don't care what it was, honey. That time your 5th grade teacher humiliated you for whatever reason. Okay? Or that time you embarrassed yourself in front of the family. You had too much to drink and you said something stupid. Whatever it is, whatever those memories are that make you go... They just pop up out of nowhere. This is what you do, and this trick will work. You have to use it every time, though, for it to take effect, but it will work, okay? This is what you're going to say. I said that. I did that. Acknowledge it. That's all you can do. Ace of Swords. Acknowledge it. Fucking acknowledge it. It happened, so just acknowledge it. Just say, I did it. I said those things. I did those things. I won't do it again. Acknowledge it. Just let it out into the universe. I acknowledge it. And it'll stop haunting you like that, and you'll stop having those moments. The moon really F's with you here. Your intuition when you ignored it. Libra, move on from this connection, whatever it is, it's taking power away from you. You are not giving the best of yourself to it. It's degrading you. It's not part of who you are. It's not worthy of who you are. That's the part that hurts you the most. Those are your cringe moments. When you remember those times that you compromised yourself through word or through deed. Ease up on that. Just acknowledge it, take a moment, move on. Okay? Trust me, it's a little trick. It will help you immensely. We're all human. We all do stupid shit like that. I mean, how else are you supposed to grow? You know? God, there's still something to this day. I can remember I said stupidly when I was a young professional. I was just starting out in my career, and I was in a board meeting. A board meeting! And I said something so phenomenally stupid that I 100% certain no one remembers, but to me, it's... I still want to panic about it. It's like I can't take it back. Here I am 20 years later. You can't take it back, baby. It's done. But it's something I'll always remember. And it was something that will always influence me, and situational awareness and stuff like that from ever happening again. You see what I'm saying? Those are those moments. You can't take them back. You just can't. But in a weird way, they become precious to you over time. Because then you'll go from to... You know, but this is a little more personal. It's harder. It's harder because it's on the relationship level where you were clearly in love with somebody and knowing what you were going to have to do. Stop focusing on timing. I know. That's what we're talking about, right? You can tell yourself over and over again, I shoulda, X, Y, Z, sooner. You did. That's it. You did. Eventually the day came. Okay? That's what matters. Within a couple of weeks, for some of you, that any of this is yet to take place at all. You know what's coming. And for some of you, that's within a couple of weeks. For many of you, this is already after the fact, however. No need to hurry. Okay. What are we talking about socialization here? In terms of harmonizing with other people? You're going to be more active for many of you within a month. You're going to start finding little ways to incorporate yourself more and more socially. And that's when your energy starts to pick up in a positive direction and you start to recalibrate your compass. Make sense? Okay. I think that's about it, guys. Oh my. Well, that sounds a bit sooner. I don't know why I started focusing. I looked down at that Six of Cups and I started focusing on it, and it may not mean anything. Sooner than you expect, it's coming for you. I know that sounds... the biggest thing is that you are at peace with this connection, what it meant to you, how it affected you, that you love it, you will always love it, you will always cherish it in some way, but it doesn't affect you anymore like that. You're at peace with it. You can't put a price on that. Fucking beautiful, right? I don't know why I was focusing on that Six of Cups, but it's sooner than you expect, it's coming for you. So I don't know if there's going to be some residual cleanup with this person, if there's some contact point connectivity with them. Trust yourself, you'll be fine. You've already done the heavy lifting. You know what's up. There you go. Okay. There you go. That just because you might be done with something doesn't mean the other person isn't done processing it. Okay. And they might have some cleanup work to do. Just an FYI, it's for some of you, not all of you. Okay, that's enough. I do hope this helped you. I will see you approximately 2 weeks for your next reading, Libra. Take care. Be well.